Good morning, everyone. Today we will be starting a bit earlier. Okay. I have my consoles charging for once. Today we will be hunting again in both of our leaf green, English, and Japanese. 2 fire red, bootlegged, and Japanese. Put this one in here. I think the goal for today is going to be to reach 4,000 encounters. I think that's doable. We have some people in the chat already. What's up, Juno? Oh, what's up, Purple? Just made my morning coffee. Pretty strong. Let me bring out my good luck charms. My Ojama Kings. Alright, let's get started. One, two. One, two. Hopefully we find something under odds today. Or at least before our daily goal of 4,000 total live stream encounters. I think I've been getting pretty used to the hang of live streaming. I know my setup isn't anything fancy and my layout, well, it's non-existent, but it's just super nice to be able to do what I've been doing for almost a year, but now I get to share it with you guys. Instead of just posting about it or talking about it, you guys get to actually come along for the ride. I don't know why I didn't start live streaming sooner. Well, I mean, I do, but I wish I would have considered it much sooner. Ooh, already have like several people in the chat. Good morning, good morning. Like I did mention in yesterday's live stream, if I do find a shiny Encanto below odds or before Saturday, I will be switching back to the Hoenn Safari Zone to hopefully encounter and catch a shiny Girafarig before Safari Summer is over, which would be on the last day of July, this Saturday. For those of you watching back the VOD, I do apologize for the early live streams. I know some of you can't make it this early, but this is, I think, the only time I'm able to live stream. So hopefully, I'm able to work something better out in the near future, because I know most of you can't make it this early. But yeah, today we will be live streaming for, I'm aiming for 3 hours. That is why I decided to start a bit earlier, just to reach the 4,000 encounter checkpoint. But I'll probably aim for around 10 a.m. Eastern time, then call it a stream, and then it's off to work. So a bit longer than usual. It's pretty funny how the mind works. Literally last night, I thought I was live streaming, but I was just dreaming, and in that dream, I found so many shinies. That just goes to show how much I really, really want to find this Rhyhorn. I also did say during yesterday's live stream that I was going to try and have different background music. I know you probably can't hear it that well in the live, but um, I did want to have Brave Frontier soundtracks playing, but I couldn't find any that wasn't riddled with ads. Um, I'll probably have to make a custom playlist myself offline so I can play it in the background. But yeah, Brave Frontier has amazing music. For those of you that don't know, Brave Frontier is a discontinued Japanese RPG, mobile RPG. I was talking about it during the last stream and how I wish it made a comeback. It was like the perfect mobile game. I think one of the biggest for its time, early 2010s. Let me get some coffee really quick. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff. I like the kick it has. Like I said in the previous live stream, the darker the coffee, the more it helps you stay up. And it has way better health benefits than that sugary stuff that people say is coffee nowadays. Yeah, gotta have that morning cup of joe. I remember when I was much younger, like in my, I want to say around 20 years old, I would just raw dog the day with no coffee at all. I was so full of energy. And once I reached my mid 20s, man, my energy levels just went down the drain. But still gotta grind it out. Take care of your health too. I make sure to exercise at least 5 times a week. Have to stay limber, and you know what they say, movement is medicine, which is very true. I recommend getting in your steps, especially if you live in the USA, since the main mode of transport is automobiles. You tend to be on the less healthier side on average. It's not laziness, it's just convenience, but get your steps in and definitely stretch a lot. But that's enough of my wild ramblings. I know last stream I was talking about some custom moves or abilities that I had in mind for Pokemon, and there was one that I mentioned. I said not normal. It makes every normal attack stab for normal type Pokemon. Or not stab, but super effective. I thought of a better name, way better than not normal. An ability called abnormal. That'd just be pretty cool. Gotta give normal types a bone, since they don't hit anything super effectively. But yeah, that's a nice custom ability I thought up of. Whoops. There goes the second chansey of the stream. I did mention before that I wonder how many lucky egg chansies I ran away from. Probably a lot by now. Thankfully, I don't need a lucky egg, as nice as it would be to have one. Two Scythers in a row. That's gotta be rare. You know what I was gonna do before stream? I was gonna make a thumbnail for the Hoenn Safari Zone, just in case we found a shiny early, so we could hop over there right afterwards. Well, if I do find a shiny before today's stream, yeah, before I, how do I word this? If I find a shiny before 10 o'clock when I plan to end the stream, I probably will end the stream early, make a thumbnail for the Hoenn Safari Zone, and then resume in the Hoenn Safari Zone tomorrow, since I still need time to make a thumbnail for it. Yeah. I'll just add that to my to-do list. Chansey. Really want one of these eggs to shine. I would not mind a shiny Execute. If I do find a shiny Execute and I evolve it into an Executor, since it's a tree, I'll probably name it Professor. Or like Prof, if it's in the Japanese games, since there's only a 5-character limit in those. Prof, the Executor. You know what would be crazy? Finding double shinies. That'd be pretty neat. Like at the same time. I haven't found that yet. That'd be pretty cool. Make for a nice stream highlight too. I wonder, would it be faster to do all 4 simultaneously? Or is what we're currently doing a pretty more efficient way? Well, it's more comfortable on the hands, but time-wise, I'm not sure which would be more efficient. Oh, and then again, the inputs on the regular GBA would be kind of difficult to do since it's not like the same as the SP. Dang, we're already at 2,700. Feels like we just started. think within the next month, I will probably invest in a wave bird just because I'm starting to feel the wear and tear of shiny hunting for 2 months straight on multiple consoles. Chansey. I wouldn't mind finding Chansey shiny. Kind of want to use the Blissey in the Battle Frontier for Emerald, since I've seen how nice it could be. I didn't know it was like that good like a year ago, before my channel. I thought it was like paper thin frail because of its physical defense, but it has its niches with special defense. I underestimated the power of Chansey and Blissey. That was pretty fast. 2,800 already. I think that's like Chansey number 3 or number 4 of the stream. By the way, for anyone in chat, would you be interested in like a Yu-Gi-Oh series? Because there is one Yu-Gi-Oh game that I've been wanting to play on this channel for a while. Maybe on a live stream. It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Souls. That was the first ever Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game I played as a kid. And it's what really taught me how to actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! As rudimentary as it is, since it is from like the Duel Monsters era. But I love that game. And I kind of just want to live stream it. I know it's not Pokemon, but it'd be pretty neat. Oh, we just hit 2,900. I think we're moving at a pretty good rate. Already 400 in to this live stream. But if I do end up playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul, I would want to play it until completion, and it is a pretty decently sized game with secret bosses too. Nothing fancy like modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But still very nostalgic and fun for those of you that grew up with the original, such as myself. Because I'm pretty sure I started watching when it was airing Duelist Kingdom, but near the tail end of Duelist Kingdom, I watched all of Battle City. I watched, what was it, Wake of the Dragons, and then that final season where the Pharaoh gains his memories again. And I'm pretty sure I was like 4 at the time. And then, oh man, that's when GX started. That's where I really fell in love with the franchise. But I think I'll play it to completion if I ever decide to live stream it on the channel. It'd be a nice variety that's not Pokemon. But it'd probably be like members only. So that way those of you who actually want to see it can watch it, and I don't have to bog down my feed for the people that aren't interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! But just a thought, I might change it later on. But I do love me some Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul. I think for the Saturday stream, I'll start at around the same time as today. Like just at the crack of dawn. For Eastern time at least. That way I could get a decently sized live stream going. It'd probably go up until like 11, maybe 12. So it'd be about 4 to 5 hours. Minimum 3. That's the goal for Saturday. I think by Saturday I'll probably be in the Hoenn Safari Zone though. I have a good feeling about the Kanto Safari Zone. Probably will find a shiny today or tomorrow. But I just gotta get on my Get on my to-do list to make that Hoenn thumbnail. I keep thinking execute is yellow, but it's just the angle from which I'm seeing my screen. Double Rhyhorn. No shiny yet. It'd be pretty funny if I got a dupe shiny Nidoran male. I wouldn't complain though. It always has the chances of having better IVs than my current shiny Nidoking, which has alright IVs. They're not bad, but they're not amazing. It's like around average. I'm pretty sure it has like perfect defense IVs, but that's the only good one that I can remember. Everything else is everything else is in the 15 to 20 range. Ooh, and if I do get a shiny Pinsir, I can't wait to make it a Ribbon Master and eventually use it in the Gen 6 games. Because I do like playing in the Battle Tower. Not the Battle Tower, the Battle Tree for, what was it, Sun and Moon? Well, that's Gen 7, not Gen 6. Yeah. I played the heck out of Gen 6 and 7 when those games were fairly recent. That was a while ago. Almost a decade, which is crazy. Oh, what's up, Sandy? Appreciate the luck. So far, nothing. We're about almost 500 encounters into the stream. Oh yeah, whoops, accidentally threw some balls. No, yeah, I was saying how I'm looking forward to making some of these Pokemon Ribbon Masters, and eventually, somewhere down the line, using them in the Gen 6 or the Gen 7 games. Because I do like their battle facilities. While they don't have variety, they are pretty fun to try out. Like the Battle Maison in Gen 6, or the Battle Tree in Gen 7. It would be a nice flex. Unfortunately though, and I wish Game Freak had the foresight for this, there is no origin mark for Pokemon transferred from physical Generation 3 games. I'm pretty sure there is an origin mark for Gen 3 Pokemon from the Switch era games, like the Fire Red and Leaf Green ports, but no origin mark for the actual physical Gen 3 Pokemon. Because I'm pretty sure once you transfer your Pokemon up to Transporter in Gen 5, and then through Bank, that's when they lose their previous data. That's also when the location data where they were caught gets deleted. So like if you were to catch a Pokemon in Gen 3 Power Plant and transfer it up to Gen 4, it says across space and time. And I'm pretty sure it also says Power Plant. But once it goes to Gen 5, the location data just gets deleted. And I'm pretty sure that's also where its origin game is also just erased, which is why they don't get origin marks like Pokemon from the 3DS era Gen 1 and 2 ports, because those have origin marks. There is a YouTuber though that I frequently watch. His name is Livid. I think he was doing an origin mark living dex. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I catch his streams every now and then. Ooh, another hunt I wouldn't mind doing is shiny Johto starter hunt, but in Gen 3. But for that, I would need to complete the Pokedex in either Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, so I can unlock the Hoenn starters. I mean the Johto starters. I probably won't hunt Cyndaquil. That's my least favorite of the three. Totodile would be nice. It has a unique shiny. But my main target would be a Chikorita if I do decide to do that hunt, because I am a sucker for grass starters. I think they get underappreciated a lot. Not a fan of fire starters though. My only favorite fire starter is the Tepig line, and funnily enough, the one time I do like fire starters, it's the one that most people tend to dislike. I don't know why. I mean, people do say it's because it's the third firefighting starter in a row. However, that typing is pretty good. And, where's that energy for all the, like, other Pokemon with similar typings? 3 gens in a row. You know, I just think it gets unfair treatment. But yeah, I love the Tepig line. My only favorite fire starter line. Yeah. Water starters are fine too. I was a huge fan of them as a kid, but as I've gotten older, the grass types have become my favorite. I think my top 2 favorite grass starters are definitely Trico and Turtwig. Maybe when I start Gen 4, I'll shiny hunt Turtwig, kind of like I did with my Bulbasaur at the start of my channel. Yeah, I love grass starters. There's an exception though. There's only one grass starter that I despise. I just don't like its design, and I think it's super overrated. Although its final evolutions does have a nice hidden ability, and that starter being Snivy and its evolutions. I'm just not a fan of it. Like, I get it's supposed to be cool, but whenever I've tried using one in Gen 5 games, it just seems super underwhelming, and I don't see the hype around it. It wasn't until Gen 6 when Superior got contrary that I was like, okay, maybe I was wrong. But besides that, just Snivy and Servine and Gen 5 Superior, not a fan of them. They don't they don't have that it factor. They're kind of like Meganium in a way, but at least Meganium is like a nice tank, you know? Or maybe it's just my biases, because I did do a solo run with Meganium on Pokemon Crystal almost a decade ago, and that's when that starter line became my favorite Johto starter. But yeah, not a fan of the Snivy line. Ooh, I also really don't like the Finnegan line at all. I think it's also overrated. I do remember when Gen 6 was first announced and the starters were revealed. I think it was like 2011, 2012. Everybody and their mom hated the Froakie line, or at least just Froakie. That's all we knew. And everybody loved Finnegan to death. Then as soon as Ash Greninja entered the picture, suddenly everybody switched up and they became Team Froakie all of a sudden, which is pretty funny. But I'm glad to say I was there for the initial reactions. Froakie was not a fan favorite at all at the start. Oh, and then when Greninja's design was leaked before launch, everybody hated Greninja. They said it was disgusting. So it's just interesting to see the main community opinion slowly shift over time and slowly be forgotten. Because I remember a time when Greninja was not liked. But yeah, all that to say, I love me some grass starters. Water starters are a close second, and then fire starters, I just like the Tepic line. If I do play Gen 6 or 7, it'll probably be like maybe 2 years from now. I don't think I'm ready for the 3DS games yet. Oh, I also have to fix up my original 3DS because once you turn on the power, if you slightly move the top screen, the entire thing shuts off, and then the bottom screen, it's all grayed out and glitchy. But then again, that console is like 14 years old. I've had it for a long time. I remember begging my parents to get it for me when X and Y was announced. Pretty sure I was like 14, and they said, no, you gotta wait until Christmas. And then what did I do? I think I tried convincing them that I'll never ask for another gift ever in my life as long as you get me the 3DS. And they were not sold on that. So for like a month straight, I remember doing yard work, washing all the cars, and just doing every house chore I could think of without having to be told. And eventually they caved and they got it for me. But oh yeah, that was my memory of obtaining a 3DS at the age of 14. And then I'm pretty sure like soon after that, or no, yeah, that same summer, um, is when I started my first ever part-time job. And eventually I was able to purchase my own personal things. And since then, I've been able to buy every Pokemon game that I've been interested in on launch day. I do miss the like in-person meetups, like waiting in line to buy the new game. It's not really a thing anymore, but the first Pokemon game I was actually in line for was Generation 6 ORAS, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That was such a fun time. Me and one of my friends, we were waiting in line, and we had agreed we'd each get a different version and trade over the exclusives. I think I still have a picture of the day we were there, but yeah, that was pretty sweet. Oh, and then with another friend of mine, in high school, on the launch day of Sun and Moon, it was pretty early into the school year. Um, we left school early, like we were allowed to, because we signed ourselves out, and we drove to the nearest, I think it was a Walmart, and um, I got Moon, and my friend got Sun, and within a week, we completed the games, and we were close to completing the Pokedex. Um, but yeah, those are some nice memories from my past with Pokemon. And then the Ultra games, I think I bought those within the week of launch, but not on the day. And I like the Ultra games even more than the original Sun and Moon. Like, there's not I mean, there's a lot of differences, but not enough to warrant a whole new game. It could have just been DLC, but yeah, I do like those. And then after that, what was it, Gen 8? I also got Sword and Shield on launch and finished those within a week. I played Sword all the way through. No, no, yeah, it was Sword. And then Shield, I played with my younger siblings. Like, we all shared a single save file. We would have like designated days or like turns of who could play when, and it was just so much fun. Um, we had like our own PC boxes that we would share, and if one of us wasn't on it, then another one of us was. So it was just constantly grinding out that game. Oh yeah, and my siblings at the time were like 10 or 8. So that was like one of their earliest experiences with Pokemon 2, which was nice to share with them. Well, actually, no. Their first experience was Sun and Moon. I remember getting it for them Christmas of that launch year, and I also got them that Mario Kart slash 2DS bundle. They would spend most of their free time playing both Mario Kart and Sun and Moon. Yeah, nice times, nice times. And then Generation 9, really not a big fan of those. I played the story and tried shiny hunting, but the magic was just lost with those games. Besides Sword and Shield, my favorite Switch era games, definitely BDSP and Legends Arceus. ZA is alright. It's not it's not good, but it's not terrible. I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. Its DLC though is atrocious. Very low effort. Um, I don't understand how people could enjoy it, but to each their own. And then Wind and Waves, I will be getting that on launch. Probably get like a Switch 2 to play it on. But yeah. But nothing tops the earlier gens, specifically generations 3 through 5. That's like the golden age of Pokemon for me. Always come back to these generations no matter what. I have been meaning to, well, I kind of want to play Generations 1 and 2 on the channel, but I'm not sure how I'll go about that. Maybe I'll revisit them or play them for the first time when I'm playing Gen 6, maybe. And it'll probably be on like the virtual console thing, just because I don't have any Gen 1 or 2 games with working batteries. Oh, but if I were to rank my favorite Pokemon generations, Generations 3 and 4 are definitely S tier. I would give Generations 5 and 7 A tier. Um, Probably Generation 6 and 8 would be B tier. 1 and 2, I'd give C tier. Not because they're bad, but because there's so many better options um, to play Johto and Kanto, like the Let's Go games, Fire Red, Leaf Green, or Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So that's the only reason Gens 1 and 2 are in C tier. And then what was it? Generation 9, that is an easy F tier. Really didn't enjoy those games at all. That includes CA. It's just, it just didn't hit right. But I'd say that's like my official ranking. I don't know if I forgot to mention any generation, but yeah, that's it for me. But if we're talking like my favorite Pokemon games of all time, that easily has to go to Fire Red, Platinum, and White 2. Because those were the 3 main games I would play during my childhood, and I spent the most time on those games. So those are like my favorites right now. Or they have been my favorites for a while. Oh, another Chansey. This one probably has a lucky egg, but we don't need it. I just realized that eventually when I do Shiny Hunt in Generation 4, it'll be even more difficult keeping up with Nintendo DS's because they're even wider. So yeah, I will have to find a way to simultaneously register the inputs for those, because that will be very uncomfortable if I do it manually. Nothing so far. No shine. For those of you who are just joining, I did say earlier that I'd continue the stream until I reach 4K encounters, or until the time is 10 a.m. Eastern time. So until one of those, I do want to hit 4K. That way I just have a little over 4K more to go for the remainder of this week, so we can hit odds by Saturday. I don't know if I'll be able to stream for 3 hours tomorrow, but if I am, at the rate we're going, we should get to odds by Friday. And if we do find a shiny in the Kanto region before Saturday, then after we find a Kanto shiny, we will switch back over to the Hoenn Safari Zone to hopefully find and catch a shiny Girafarig, since that is our second target. Kind of also want to continue hunting for Houndour, because that is target number 3 for this Safari summer. So far, I have not found any of our targets this year, Rhyhorn being number 1 on that list, Girafarig and Houndour being 2 and 3. Hopefully we can find one by Saturday. And speaking of earlier how I wanted to transfer up my shinies through the generations, I would only transfer my Pokemon up once they, or my shiny Pokemon at least, I'd only transfer them up once they have all the ribbons available in the current gen that they're at. So if I would want to transfer any shinies from Gen 3 up until Gen 4 eventually, I'd only do it once they are Ribbon Masters for that specific gen, because my ultimate goal is to make some of my shinies Ribbon Masters. So yeah, I gotta do that. I don't know how to go about it yet. I'll have to brush up on my Ribbon Master knowledge. Yo, what's up, Beaveries? Appreciate the good luck. About 700 encounters in. No shiny yet. But at the pace we're going, we should find one by Saturday. Unless we go over odds. But yeah, the plan is, if we find a shiny in Kanto under odds or before Saturday, we will switch back to the Hoenn Safari Zone and continue hunting for Girafarig, Rhyhorn, or Houndour. I tend to have way better luck in Emerald, but that's because of Synchronize. I did learn early on in my channel that my Emerald has an early shiny frame, which was the only reason I was able to shiny hunt the Emerald starters, because of the early shiny frame. So thankfully, hunting in those games is more easier. But yeah, if we find a shiny, we're going back for Girafarig and Houndour. Ooh, double execute. Oh, I still need to go back and check the VOD, but I'm not sure if KT found a shiny after I left stream. If he did, that's pretty cool. Because I think he said he will, I think, continue hunting until he phases, and then he'll call it a safari summer, and then he'll continue next year, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, a Chansey. It'd be so heartbreaking if I found shiny Chansey and it ran. There's an area in the Sun and Moon games where you can easily level grind. Oh, another Chansey on the same game. There's a there's an area in the Sun and Moon, I think post game, where you can grind levels, and using its special SOS feature, where Pokemon call for help, you can increase your shiny odds, and unintentionally, while level grinding in that area, I found 3 shiny Chansey, but that was like almost a decade ago. But yeah, I do own 3 of them, just not in Gen 3. The Gen 3 ones are way more rare, since the ones in Gen 7 are pretty easy to find, and they don't run away. I think I evolved one of those 3 into Blissey, and I was very sad to find out Blissey has one of those unremarkable shinies. So I'm glad I kept the other 2 as Chansey, since it kind of looks like a green spoiled egg, which I think is funny. Or like it kind of looks sick too, which is pretty ironic since Chansey is supposed to be all about health. But yeah, I got 3 shiny Chansey in Gen 7. I think right now I have all of my Generation 6, 7, and 8, even 9 Pokemon. All the shiny ones in my Pokemon home app. I'll probably showcase those somewhere down the line. Or maybe not, who knows. Because I do want to separate my personal Pokemon collection from my on-channel collection, since the ones I found off-channel, they wouldn't feel earned to the viewers since they didn't see all the hard work that went into it. But who knows? Maybe I'll showcase those shinies someday. I do have a clone of my very first shiny. Well, I mean, it's the original one, but the clone stayed back in Gen 3. But my very first shiny, a shiny Golbat that I evolved into Crobat, I did transfer it up to the later gens during my childhood, but I made sure to clone it before it left Gen 3. And right now It's a Crobat in my home app, which I think it's pretty neat. I'm surprised it survived almost 2 decades worth of transfers. During the Gen 6 and 7 era, when Pokemon Bank was still pretty recent, I remember that I had all of my, at the time, Pokemon in Pokemon Bank. And I didn't pay the monthly subscription for about 5 months. When I went back and renewed my subscription, because I didn't have the service for almost half a year, once I logged back in, I found all of my Pokemon were just gone, deleted, and that devastated me. I had all of my original Gen 3 teams on there, like my playthrough teams. I had all of my Gen 4 playthrough teams, Gen 5, and Gen 6. Whatever wasn't in Pokemon Bank was just like common, just common Pokemon I never touched, just caught for the Pokedex. So I was pretty angry to say the least when that happened. So many childhood memories out the window. My first ever Gen 4 starter, my Empoleon, was in there. My very first Gen 5 starter, Enbor, was there. It was just devastating. I don't know why they would delete your stuff. I mean, even if you don't pay the subscription, still, you know? But that seems kind of cruel. At least save it until you renew the subscription. And it's not like it would have cost them anything. Everything is linked to your account. So just have it saved to the account instead of like a main server. Oh, you also have one from SOS EV Training Beavries. That's cool. I think the first SOS Pokemon I hunted in Gen 7, what was it? I think it was a Charjabug. Charjabug in its evolution line has, oh, it was a Grubbin. They have amazing shinies. Grubbin is like a nice reddish color. Charjabug is also a nice red, but its final evolution, oh man, that's my favorite Gen 7 Pokemon. Vikavolt, it has like a nice grayish, almost silver color. It's so beautiful. I'm glad I found it early too. It took me like probably 30 SOS calls until it showed up. But my first Gen 7 shiny was a full odds Trumbeak that I found on Island 2, just like randomly walking through the grass, and I encountered it. It was such a surprise. And because of that's what inspired me to shiny hunt in Gen 7 all those years back. And I still have those shinies too. They're in my Pokemon home app. What else did I hunt? Oh, I did a lot of egg hunting in Gen 7 too. I have a Mudsdale, what was it called? That grass type with long legs. What was its name? Well, I have that one as a shiny. Oh, my little sister, she traded me her, what was it called? That water spider? That was one of her first shinies, but she traded it to me because she wanted my shiny Greninja. So I still have one of her first shinies on my my moon game. I know I hunted way more. Oh, I egg hunted for a Litten. I got it after 76 eggs using the Masuda method. And I kid you not, 3 eggs later, when I started my shiny Rowlet hunt, I got a shiny Rowlet from an egg. So I think that's my fastest ever shiny hunt, like throughout every Pokemon game. So yeah, I was pretty happy. It only took me 3 eggs, and it had its hidden ability. So I don't think I can get any more luckier than that. Thankfully, I still have it too, but it's a Decidueye now. Decidueye is one of those really cool shinies. It's like it has like darker green accents, but it has a black cloak, which makes it look like a super stealthy archer. Oh, okay. Oh, good morning. I didn't see you. I was too busy rambling. Yeah, Araquanid. Araquanid is pretty cool. It has reddish accents. I think like red eyes too, so it makes it look menacing. No, yeah, it was definitely an Araquanid. Um, I have a funny story. So, I'm like the oldest of 5 siblings. I'm also the only dude, and all of my younger siblings are girls, but they're all like pretty young compared to me. So, when I got them all sun and moon so we could all play together almost a decade ago, um, I had one sister. She's like the middle child, and she threw a tantrum because she wanted my Pokemon game because I had so many shinies, and it was like a whole thing. And I was like, why don't you just shiny hunt? So she gave it a try. Keep in mind, she was like 8 years old at the time, and she was super frustrated that she wasn't finding any shinies. But it was only like 2 hours into like her hunt. She was just doing random encounters, full odds. Um, then that's when I hatched my shiny Rowlet 3 eggs later from shiny Litten, and she got super mad. And she told me that she left her bedroom, um, and she just went to go hide somewhere in the house. And then while she was like, I guess, raging, she was she bit her 2DS out of pure frustration. And as she did that, she heard a shiny sound effect, and she found a shiny Fletchinder. Um, and she ran back into the room and showed me, and she started laughing. And I think that's such a funny core memory because that's like, that's something that would happen to a little kid, you know? So I really appreciate stories like that. Like, I'm glad I got to share that experience with my younger siblings. Um, and to her credit, she did find a shiny much younger than when I found a shiny for the first time. So she's pretty lucky. But yeah, I got all little sisters, and I'm glad I was able to share Pokemon with them. Oh, and then when we were playing Sword and Shield during COVID, um, I think she was egg hunting for a shiny Bounsui. About 18 eggs into the hunt, she got it, and she didn't even have the shiny charm yet. So her luck is pretty good too. She's not like an average shiny hunter, but she does have a pretty decent collection. I think she also hatched a shiny Charmander, if I'm not mistaken, but oh yeah, pretty cool shinies. I think the third shiny I ever found, because my first was Crobat and Emerald, my second was Nidoking in the Safari Zone, Fire Red. My third ever shiny was a chained fishing encounter in X and Y. It was a horsey. It took me about 20, yeah, like a chain of 20 to find. And that got me hyped for shiny hunting in Gen 6 all those years ago. But the most surprising shiny I've ever found, it was during the Oraz era. I was getting super into competitive Pokemon, and I really wanted to use a Magmortar, because Magmortar is one of my favorite fire types. I think it looks so cool and menacing, but I wanted to get Thunder Punch and Mach Punch on it, so I bred the moves onto it about 8 eggs later while I was hatching eggs. The ninth egg turned out to be a shiny Magby, and I wasn't even shiny hunting, so I was super surprised, and I still have it too. Um, Ironically, I never used it in any competitive battle. Um, but yeah, that's my fourth shiny. Third shiny was the horsey. I think the most shinies I have in any given game would be Sun and Moon for sure. A lot of shinies in that game, just because of how easy it is to hunt them. Second place would go to Sword and Shield. I did a lot of Masuda method hunting in those. Did I just count 2 extra by accident? Oh well, I won't count these. Before I started this channel, third place would have definitely been, yeah, probably Gen 9. As much as I don't like those games, it's super easy to shiny hunt in them, so, why not? But that was before this channel. Now that I have this channel, Generation 3 is the gen where I have the third most shinies. But yeah. I can't wait to play later games. Just thinking about shiny hunting gets me excited. I should probably make like a tier list video on shinies though, so I could have a more clear vision on what I want to hunt in Gen 3 going forward. There's a lot of cool shinies in these games. Maybe next Safari Summer for 2027, I'll try hunting for the Safari Zone Dragonair, because I do love me shiny Dragonite. It's one of my favorite shinies. And it'd be so nice to have it in a Safari Ball because it's a green shiny. You know what I wish Game Freak would do though? I wish they would go back and alter previous shinies, but only the ones that are like super underwhelming and unnoticeable, like Garchomp and Togekiss, Blissey even. Like, the whole point of shinies is for them to be different colored, but what's the point if they look exactly the same, you know? And I'm pretty sure the only reason some shinies are like that is because of the way the games were coded. It just switched to like an alternate color palette, but the color palette was predetermined based on the code. And the only instances I can think where they went back and changed shinies, I know Combuskin, it had its shiny changed recently. Yeah, I think that's the only one I can think of. But starting Gen 6 is when they stopped using that specific code and started determining the shiny colors themselves, which is why we've been getting some pretty cool shinies since Gen 6. One of my personal favorites that I have yet to own or hunt is Shiny Halucha. I love that Pokemon to death. So when I start Gen 6, I think I'll hunt that. It's also why we got Greninja Shiny, because they actually like chose those colors instead of leaving it up to the code. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, whoops. Oh, for a second I thought that Rhyhorn was shiny. But then I remembered this screen is colored differently. Super looking forward to this weekend. Last day of safari hunting. And Sunday. Oh boy, Sunday is when I start the Battle Factory. Hopefully you all can help me out because I'm a noob when it comes to the Battle Factory. I'm pretty sure there's like a glitch for the Battle Factory. Like depending on your battle tower streak, I think it predetermines IVs or something. I think, and if so, would I have to end my current streak in the battle tower to get preferable IVs in the Battle Factory? Because if that's the case, then I will have to get on that before stream. I don't want to ruin any streaks I currently have. Double Nidorino. I hope that in Wind and Waves, there's like a battle facility or multiple battle facilities similar to the Battle Frontier. So I really hate the logic that Game Freak uses, that it would be too hard for modern players when most modern Pokemon players are adults with logic and reasoning. And then that's just a weak excuse considering how difficult the previous games were. Speaking of difficulty, I've been keeping an eye on Pal World, and it looks like the natural progression of Pokemon, but more violent. And I really want to play those games. I just don't have the time for it. But Palmon is pretty cool. And if you guys have been keeping up with Palmon, you'd know that they had multiple ongoing lawsuits with Pokemon because they got sued for copyright and other stuff, which was unjustifiably they were unjustifiably sued for, since Game Freak tried to claim they were the originators of monster collecting games and certain mechanics, which is a blatant lie since monster catchers have existed since before Pokemon. But oh, we just reached 1,000 encounters this stream. But Palworld recently ended up winning, I think, all of their lawsuits that they had with Pokemon. And that's a good sign because now Pokemon has competition, which in return means they will have to up the quality of their games if they want to keep competing, or now that they are competing with somebody in a similar genre. Yeah, competition always leads to innovation, and innovation is what we want to see because quality games are always enjoyed, which is why we still play Gen 3. They are quality games for their era. Oh, okay, so the streak has to be 0. What singles do I have in my English Emerald? Oh, I still have my team number 2 Road to 100 streak going on my English Emerald. A little spoiler, I reached 150 with my team number 2. Right now I just have to edit that video, but it will be posted on Sunday. Do I plan to go past 150? No. But that is a little thing to look forward to. So I'll probably restart that before the Battle Tower, not Battle Tower, Battle Factory. Another Chansey. I don't know if I added 2 extra encounters, so I won't count it for these right here. Yeah. Double Rhyhorn. Will you shine? I hope so. And speaking of other Pokemon games that I would not mind playing on the channel, I really, besides Conquest, I really want to try out a mystery dungeon game eventually. The last time I played one was for the Switch, and it was the Red and Blue Rescue Team remake, which I had a lot of fun playing. The art style was amazing. But yeah, I wouldn't mind playing one of those. maybe I'll play um, the originals. We'll see. And then eventually I do want to play Explorers of Sky. Um, I know Rumi Cube, he has an ongoing Pokemon Adventures of Sky or Mystery Dungeon Sky Let's Play going on. I don't know if he has updated on that yet, but do check that out. Um, yeah, that game is amazing. Last time I played Sky, though, I think it was around the black and white era, so about a decade and a half ago. But I do have fond memories. I don't think I got far, but it was a fun game nonetheless. And Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red, that was, yeah, that was my second ever Pokemon game right after Leaf Green. And I remember my dad got it for me when I was, how old was I? I think when I was 7. It was an early Christmas gift, and I played the heck out of that game. I loved the art style. It was confusing since I was a kid, but oh yeah, it was pretty fun. Um, Unfortunately, though, I don't have that game anymore, that specific cartridge. It did get stolen by some random kid at school when I was a kid. Thankfully, though, I have managed to get my hands on a different copy. During COVID, I bought an in-box sealed version from Japan, so it's in Japanese, and it looks really nice. Um, Actually, let me see if I can grab it right now just to flex on you guys. Because I really do like the Mystery Dungeon games. Give me 1 minute, I'm gonna go grab that game. Okay, I am back. So, this right here, I mean, it's not like 100% mint. It's like kind of raw, no plastic, but this is one of my favorite Pokemon games. Still in box, Mystery Dungeon Red. I kind of want to play this on the channel eventually, but yeah, this is it. I got it during COVID, so I got a pretty good deal on it before inflation. But yeah, should I leave it on the screen? Nah, okay. Yo, what's up, dude? Hopefully you didn't have an excruciatingly tiring workday. Nice to see you, though. Nice to see you. Just curious, what are your guys' favorite spin-off games from Pokemon? Because there are a lot to choose from. Everybody has their favorite. Would be interested to hear your preferences. Oh yeah, Explorers of Sky is amazing. I was just talking about it right before you joined stream. I was saying how I really want to play that on the channel eventually. Um, but yeah, that's a super good spin-off. So much content in the post game, a pretty decent decently challenging game. Um, the music in that game, oh my god, it is like some of the best soundtracks I've ever heard from Pokemon. But yeah, Explorers of Sky, definitely an S tier Pokemon game. It's up there with like Heart Gold and Soul Silver for me. Oh, Battle Revolution. I had completely forgotten about that. I've only seen people play Battle Revolution. I've never actually played it myself, but Battle Revolution is definitely an S tier game as well. Um, it just feels nice. I remember seeing commercials for it around the Gen 4 era during my childhood, and I remember really wanting one, but I never had a Wii, so I was never able to play it or obtain it. But yeah, Battle Revolution is definitely pretty cool. Oh yeah, transferring your shinies to those games. It's like a nice showcase of them. I know a lot of people do that with Coliseum and XD for the Gen 3 games. Um, I can't wait to do that myself. I just have to figure out how to record my GameCube footage now that I own a GameCube. I'll probably try to hook it up to a more modern TV because I currently have it hooked up to a retro boxy TV and I don't like the weird static that shows up because I'm only recording from my phone, so it just looks kind of weird. But yeah, I do want to play Coliseum and XD pretty soon. And it would be my first time playing them since my childhood. I think the last time I played them was mid 2000s with one of my friends. And that was one of my favorite things to do whenever I'd hang out over there. Oh, that was one of your first videos? I'll have to go back and check it out. But dang, already creeping up on the 1 year anniversary. Speaking of anniversaries, August 25th would be my channel's first year anniversary. And I'm hoping to do something special for that day, or at least that week. It's crazy that it's almost been a year. Like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. And I can still think back to what I was thinking when I made this channel. I'd say we're like almost halfway to full odds in about probably 500 more encounters. I think we can reach 500 more within the hour. So I do have to head out in about probably a little bit over an hour. So far, we've gotten about 1,100 encounters this stream. Oh, you're still stuck in the frontier too? How many symbols do you have, by the way? Would also be interested to hear about your forever save. I'm always curious to see what people are up to. Speaking of forever saves, there are a couple of things that I've neglected during my master quest that I really want to get on and complete before the year is over. One of those things being maxing out my trainer card in Emerald and in either Fire Red or Leaf Green. So I've focused too much on shiny hunting in the Battle Frontier that I really haven't done anything else in Gen 3 since, like completing the Pokedex. That's still on my checklist. I also want to, get all the stickers in my Fire Red and Leaf Green trainer card. Those are gonna take a while though. What else is there? Oh, and then besides completing the Pokedex, I want to complete a living dex, but just in one game. Probably Emerald, since that's where the Battle Frontier is, and I want to have all my symbols along with my living dex on one save file. If I'm feeling a bit ambitious though, I'll probably have 2 living decks just to flex my trainer card in one of my Fire Red or Leaf Green games with another living dex. But yeah, those things are still on my bucket list that I haven't touched as of yet. So I myself have to get working on my forever save file. Oh, silver in the Battle Factory. That's pretty impressive. The Battle Factory is very difficult. And congrats on the 500 hours. That's a lot of hours. What's your shiny collection looking like, if you have any, by the way? Oh, appreciate it. I'm glad you're having fun with the team building series. That was inspired by Riley, by the way. Once I saw his team building process on Nighthawk's podcast, that's what got me to really try my hand at building Pokemon for the Frontier. So all credit to Riley for that inspiration. I think as of right now, I don't have any future planned team building videos. Maybe I will after Safari Summer, because there are some shinies that I've caught that I want to use, but I don't have any set teams for them yet. So who knows? Maybe in like a month I'll have a team building video ready, because those do take a while to make with all the EV training. Oh yeah, no problem. Take all the time you need. Let me swap out my chargers. My silver Game Boy seems to be on the verge of death. And there goes the auto brightness on my green GBA again. I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe like the sensors are off, or there's like a loose cable somewhere in there, but sometimes it just randomly goes up in brightness, which is kind of annoying. Oh, even this red one too. The brightness always fluctuates randomly from time to time, and I can't stop it because it's something with the sensor. And after about like a minute of just spazzing out, it goes back to the darkest setting, which is this current setting. So I'll have to fix the brightness on both of these. It's probably like a loose cable or something, or a bad flux connection. I think I'm missing some encounters. I don't remember pressing my timer. Oh well, I'll just have to count this next one. Oh yeah, the sweet scent does make it look shiny. I did mention before that the screen on this green GBA, when I bought it from the seller, they sold it to me defective, but I didn't find out until after I had opened the package. And the screen constantly has a red hue. I've done everything possible to try to fix it, but nothing seems to work. So it just constantly is always slightly off colored. Thankfully, with Fire Red and Leaf Green's color palette, it's not as noticeable. But if I play a Hoenn game on this GBA, it's very, very noticeable because those games have a slightly different color palette. So that's why I have the sound up so I don't miss a shiny. But yeah, at least it's still functional, so I don't really mind the screen that much anymore. I kind of gotten used to it. Oops, accidentally moved the camera. But for those of you just joining, I do plan to continue streaming until I reach 4,000 encounters, or for about 1 more hour. Then I have to head out and go to work. Probably until I hit the hour, because I do want to reach odds by before Saturday. And if I find a shiny under odds before Saturday, I will probably switch over to the Hoenn Safari Zone and hunt there again for Girafarig or Houndour, because my target in Fire Red and Leaf Green is Rhyhorn, and for Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, my targets are Giraffe Rig and Houndour. So that's the plan going forward. And then on Saturday, I do plan to stream for about 3 to 4 hours, since that is the final day of Safari Summer. And I want to get as many encounters as possible for a potential last shiny of the year, or at least the last shiny of the event. I'm still gonna shiny hunt after Safari Summer, and I will live stream that hunt on Monday, this coming Monday. So do look forward to that too. I'm almost always shiny hunting every day, minimum 2 hours. I think since I started my channel, I've only missed out on shiny hunting for about maybe like 20 days max, which is pretty crazy, but my wish list is pretty long, so to get all the shinies I want, I have to be hunting constantly. Thankfully, it's just a hobby, and I only hunt for during my free time, so it's not a problem. But yeah, we have a Safari Summer stream on Saturday, a Battle Factory stream on Sunday, and on Monday, a brand new shiny hunting stream. I won't spoil what I'm hunting on Monday, but that will be what I will be using in my new singles battle tower team for Emerald. If you could guess what shiny I'll be hunting, I'll let you know if you got it right. But feel free to take a guess. I think yesterday, Beaveries, you said Eevee. Unfortunately, it was not Eevee. But a cool hint is that this Pokemon is very powerful. And this new team that I'm building will only be powerhouses. Charizard, Alakazam, Rayquaza, Manectric, Poochyena, and Hariyama. Dang, that's a super cool list of shinies. Congratulations. Jesus, man. That's insane. Which one is your favorite out of all of those, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, RNG manipulated? I mean, that's still like legit. Cause that's not like glitching or cheating. It's just having more knowledge. So I would count those if I were you. But I do get if you don't want to. Oh, Lapras? No, it's not a Lapras, but I do want to use a Lapras eventually. Is it a legendary? Could be, who knows? Just a little fun fact about me. When it comes to my favorite Pokemon, most of them are non-legendaries. I am of the opinion that legendary Pokemon, after a certain generation, they just haven't felt legendary. Like, I get they're legendary and they're powerful, but the novelty of their rarity and prestige really went down the drain after a certain point. They just don't feel like they earned the title legendary. You know, like the Pokédex is too saturated with too many legendary Pokemon. And because of that, I tend to dislike most legendary Pokemon, and I don't like using them at all either. There are a couple of exceptions though, but those are my opinions on legendary Pokemon, just because of how not rare they feel nowadays. Oh, well, this GBA reset on me. It could be the faulty battery. Okay, let me take a... Oh, and then the brightness on my green GBA went all the way down by itself. Okay, let me take a short break and get us back to where we were. Yo, shiny adamant beldum? That's insane. Congrats on that. Oh yeah, Charizard from your OG childhood game. Yeah, Charizard is always an S tier shiny for sure. Oh yeah, bad nature, but it's special to you. Now I know what you mean. The first shiny I ever hunted on this channel was a Bulbasaur, and its nature and IVs were pretty bad. But I still wanted to use it in the Battle Frontier for my first ever Battles Towers team. And surprisingly, even with a bad nature and pretty terrible IVs, it performed very well. I think the best out of any Pokemon on that team. So it's just all up to how you decide to use your Pokemon. You know, like that saying, like, there's no such thing as a bad Pokemon, only a bad trainer. Well, it has some credibility to it. But yeah, congrats on those amazing shinies, man. Adamant Shiny Beldum and Childhood Shiny Charizard. Those are some nice favorites. Do you nickname your Pokemon too? Because I have a habit of nicknaming mine just to make them more personalized. Would love to hear any nicknames if they have any. Oh, a physical Charizard, that's pretty cool. You know, there's a glitch where you can give your Pokemon any move you want. You should probably look into Dragon Dance. That would be amazing for a physical Charizard. Although performing that glitch is a whole different story. I don't know how to go about it yet, but I know it's a possibility. Yeah, cool Charizard. Nice moves too. Nothing so far. Let me guess. I bet you Chansey will show up in one of these encounters. It did not. Oh well. Maybe these two? Nope. But speaking of Lapras, I really do like it shiny. It's one of the very few purple shinies that I do like. I think Lapras, yeah, it gets battle armor, and I'm pretty sure water absorb. I would love either of those abilities on a shiny Lapras. So maybe I'll hunt one of those in the near future, because I do want to use one in the frontier as well. Every time I encounter one, it's been pretty powerful. Like, it's easy to deal with, but it's still, you know, a pretty decent threat. I kind of want to find one in a Japanese fire red or leaf green, one of these two, or one of these two, because I like the font of the English characters in the Japanese games. It just has that nice extra bulk to it. Hans and Jurgen, that's pretty cool. Is your Beldum the one named Hans? Because it has like 4 hands. I'm still thinking about playing Mystery Dungeon on the channel. If I do decide to play it, it'll probably be near December or January. And if I do live stream it, I think I'll make it a members only live stream, just because I know not everybody would be into Mystery Dungeon, since they are pretty niche in their own right. Speaking of which, earlier in the stream, it was like pretty early when there weren't many people here, I did mention wanting to play other games besides Pokemon. Specifically, some of my childhood favorites for the GBA. And one of them that I mentioned was Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul. That was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that actually taught me how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I had the most fun playing that one. I remember logging a lot of hours into it and unlocking secret bosses, and just the strategy behind that game, while rudimentary, still pretty enjoyable and kept you on your toes. So maybe I'll play Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul sometime in the future, but since it is niche and it's not what my channel is geared towards, it would probably just be a members only exclusive live stream, since it's not everybody's cup of tea. Just a little tidbit for possible future projects. But yeah, Mystery Dungeon for sure. I'll be playing sometime in the future. Yeah. Oh, morning. Well, good luck at work, and thanks for dropping by, even for a little bit. So far, no shiny yet. I started this stream at 2,500 encounters. Currently about 1.3k into this stream. Hopefully something shines soon. If not, there's always tomorrow. And then there's also our 3-hour minimum planned live stream for Saturday morning. I think I will start that live stream at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, just in case I want to extend it for 4 hours that morning. But yeah, a lot of live streaming to look forward to. Oh, and then Sunday, Battle Factory. And then this coming Monday, I will be live streaming a brand new shiny hunt for team number 4 for the singles battle tower in Emerald. If you can guess what Pokemon I'll be hunting, I'll let you know if you're correct. So far we've had a couple of guesses, but nobody has guessed it yet. Alright, that's good to hear. Thanks for stopping by though. Really appreciate it. Dang, imagine if the shiny I do find isn't Rhyhorn. I'd be pretty devastated, but a shiny is a shiny. I just hope I'll be able to catch it. But I wouldn't mind finding any of these other shinies. So far, I think all the encounters in this area are pretty nice. Like a shiny Execute, shiny Parasect is pretty cool. Shiny Scyther. I already have a shiny Nidoking, so I kind of don't want to find shiny Nidoran male or shiny Nidorino. Shiny Nidorina and shiny Nidoran female though, I don't have a shiny Nidoqueen, so I wouldn't mind those. Shiny Chansey, of course, would be much appreciated. Oh, and shiny Pinsir. I would love a shiny Pinsir, because in case you didn't know, only in Gen 3 is shiny Pinsir blue. In every other generation, it is purple. So shiny Pinsir is definitely high up on that list for shinies that I want. Oh, and then shiny Venomoth and Venonat. Those are also S tier shinies. So really anything we find here would be very welcome, although I'd prefer a shiny Rhyhorn if possible. Well, it looks like we're creeping up on 3,900 encounters. We're well above our daily goal of 1,000 encounters a day. At least this is like compensation for our first day of streaming. That stream was cut short and it was very, very unfortunate. Oh yeah, because if our aim is 1K a day, and if we would have streamed for the full 2 hours on the first day, we would be at 4K, so oh yeah, we're making up for lost time right now. At this pace, I think I'll be streaming for about 40 more minutes, then I'll call it a day, before I have to head to work myself. Hopefully something shines before then. Dang, nothing so far. I think Kanto has been very... It hasn't treated me good this safari, summer/safari week. Hoenn though, Hoenn has treated me very nicely. A total of 13 shinies, 9 caught, 4 failed. I really want to go back there, but current goal is to find something in the Kanto at least. There goes 3,900 encounters total. So yeah, we'll probably reach above 4K this stream just because we're going to be going for another 40 minutes. It's probably around like 42, 43K is where we'll end the stream. Did I say 41 or 42K? I meant 41 or 4200. That's an absurd amount of encounters. Accidentally caught something. No nickname. Okay, let's resync these games to get back to the groove of things. There we go. What was I gonna say? I completely forgot. Oh, next Monday, next Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the Nuzlocke series will resume. This week I've just been recording, so do look forward to that. I also have to make thumbnails, but the Nuzlocke series is back on. I can't go back on your word. At least 41K encounters. Jeez. We'll be here like more than a week. Maybe next year, Safari Summer, 41K encounters. I think including these live stream encounters and then the ones I have in the Hoenn Safari Zone, in total, I have almost 55,000 encounters accumulated over these past 2 months just in the Safari Zone. So that's a lot of encounters. So technically, I am a man of my word. 55,000 encounters, just about. Oh, it wasn't until last night during KT's live stream that I found out Hoot Hoot was, I think, a 5% encounter in the Hoenn Safari Zone, or 10%, which I didn't know. And if that is the case, I think it's one of the rarest Safari captures I have. And he did also mention that Psyduck in the Hoenn Safari Zone, shiny Psyduck, is pretty rare, considering that's the only place you can find Psyduck in Generation 3 for the Hoenn region. So that was cool to find out. I didn't know these shinies were on that caliber of rarity. Although I do wish I would have caught the 2 Miltank, because those are definitely 5% encounters. It's like the equivalent to Tauros in Kanto. I really wish I would have caught them. Now, if I would have found 2 Tauros in Kanto, 2 shiny Tauros, and failed, man, that's like, I would have deleted my channel if that happened. That's insane. Imagine losing 2 shiny Tauros. Heck no. Ooh, I kind of want to hunt for a shiny Kangaskhan next year. Shiny Kang is pretty cool. I remember during one of Riley's Battle Factory live streams, it's when I found out Kangaskhan is pretty bulky, and then it gets fake out, so it's pretty decent. I don't know how good, but it's pretty powerful. So yeah, I would not mind Shiny Kang. Oh, and then to make it a Ribbon Master from Gen 3, then use it in Gen 6 and 7 with its Mega. Pretty insane. I wonder what its shiny Mega looks like. I don't remember. Probably something like super crazy. Oh, another shiny that I've had in mind for shiny hunting, like just for fun, is shiny Mawile in Gen 3, because its shiny Mega, it's such a nice, like, almost purpley scarlet color. Like, it's very subtle, but it's those subtle shinies that really pop. So yeah, I wouldn't mind shiny hunting a Mawile just for that reason alone. Although I probably wouldn't use it until Gen 6, which is a ways away from now. Oop, there goes shiny Chansey. I think that's the 5th Chansey of the stream. Could have had a lucky egg. Could have. We'll never know. Isn't like the lucky egg 5%? If so, imagine finding shiny Chansey with a lucky egg and catching it. That's like shiny Dragonair with Dragon Fang levels of rare. Cause no wait, no, Chansey is 5%. Dragonair is like 1%, right? If I do start hunting for the shiny Safari Zone Dragonair next year, and I catch it, I hope it has the Dragon Fang. Because with the Dragon Fang, that's like a 5% chance on top of a 1% chance. On top of being shiny. And yeah, nobody has found one yet. Or at least no human has, according to Riley. So that'd be a pretty nice badge of honor to be the first to catch, or to find and catch. Oh, Dratini's higher? Oh, I thought Dratini was like the 5% encounter, with Dragonair being the 1%. I'm probably mistaken then. But still, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I wouldn't mind finding either shiny Dratini or Dragonair and catching it, because all I really want is a shiny Dragonite in a Safari Ball. It's my favorite Kanto shiny. And then the Safari Ball is my favorite Pokeball because it's so different from the rest, and you can only get it in limited amounts of areas. And we just reached 4K total encounters. We are at about 1,500 encounters into this stream. No shiny yet. Will I be proven wrong with these next 4 encounters? Who knows? Nope, no shiny. Or maybe I could hunt for the elusive shiny 1% Golduck in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I was saying yesterday in KT's stream that there's this one dude who has like 58 GameCubes linked up to a single monitor, all dual screener, multiple screens on one, and his target is a shiny 1% Golduck, which is pretty insane to say the least. 58 consoles, GameCubes, mind you, all hooked up for the sole purpose of finding a shiny 1% Golduck. I mean, that's pretty cool. Maybe he'll be the first to find the elusive shiny Dragon Fang Dragonair. But will he catch his Golduck? That's the real question. I think he was also on the local news for that too. I'm pretty sure I saw it, or I saw a clip of it. But that's insane. His energy bill must be through the roof if he has 58 consoles all at once. Like, imagine how long it takes to set that up, or just how much it costs to obtain every one of those consoles with a GBA player too. And then getting all English cartridges, because each one alone is around 100 USD. Same for the GBA player. Then you need the GBA player disc, then the GameCube. Then you gotta figure out how to set it all up and record. And then you actually have to hunt for that shiny 1% Golduck. That's extreme dedication. Props to him for doing what he loves. I hope he gets it. Actually, it's been a while since I've kept up with it. I don't know if he's got it by now. If so, I'll have to check it out. It'd be so funny if he did catch it and it was adamant. But I'm pretty sure he just wants it just to have, not to actually use. I think I'll continue stream for about 18 more minutes. It's getting pretty close to when I have to be at work. So yeah, about 18 more minutes, then we're calling it a stream. Thankfully, we have well passed our encounter goal of 1K for today. Yeah, we have gone to around almost 1,600 encounters today. So that's pretty good. I think we more than made up for lost time from the first live stream. So we are definitely on track to reaching odds by Saturday or before Saturday, depending on how long I stream tomorrow and the following days. Yeah, like yesterday, I don't know if I'll be able to stream tomorrow morning. So if I'm not able to, I will be streaming tomorrow afternoon, which might be the AM for some time zones. But if so, I'll be sure to have the VODs up. Um, and then if I do find a shiny, you will see a video on it probably this weekend, so you won't be missing out on much. Just my crazy ramblings. But yeah, let's see if we can get a shiny in these last 18-ish minutes. If I do find a shiny within this time frame, maybe I'll nickname it after one of you. Just be sure to leave a nickname recommendation or your username handle in the comments or in the live chat in case I find this shiny. If it's in the Japanese version though, I'll probably have to abbreviate your name since the Japanese games have a 5-character limit, unlike the English counterparts. Or if I do have time later this afternoon after work, maybe I'll live stream for an extra 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, just because I do want to reach odds pretty soon, because I'm itching to go back to the Hoenn Safari Zone, because I've had the most luck there. So yeah, maybe an afternoon stream, maybe not. But I'll let you guys know with the scheduled live stream posts. Just be sure to turn on your notifications in case I do. You know what I wouldn't mind finding? A modest, shiny Nidorino or Nidoran male, because I really want to use a choice scarfed, shiny, special attacking, sheer force Nidoking for Gen 4 eventually. I remember that was one of the very first, or a regular Nidoking was the very first Pokemon I actually trained in Gen 4 when I was a kid. And I remember Eevee training it in max speed and special attack with a choice scarf. While it wasn't that good considering my move choices at the time, it was still fun nonetheless, and it did win me a lot of battles against friends at the time. So if I do find a dupe shiny Nidoking evolutionary Pokemon, I hope it's modest. Or if not modest, hopefully timid, just so it can outspeed any other possible choice scarf Pokemon. And with those two encounters, we have passed 4,100 total encounters for this live stream. So yeah, we're getting high in the encounters now. It's only a matter of time before we find a shiny. I think we're just above half of the encounters for odds. So we're on track. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't Nidoqueen also get Sheer Force in Gen 4? Or is Sheer Force for both of them Gen 5 exclusive? I don't think I remember. But I do know they get it eventually. Okay, in about 12 more minutes, I'll call it a stream. Pretty happy with the amount of encounters we got done today. Oh, I thought that Chansey was shiny for a second. I think that's the 8th Chansey of the stream. About 20 overall since we started live streaming. I think 20 Chanseys, and each has a 5% chance of holding the lucky egg. So with about 20 found, one of them was bound to have the lucky egg, I think. Oh, and I hope by next stream I'm able to find some Brave Frontier soundtrack music to play in the background, ad-free. Because like I mentioned in yesterday's stream, that soundtrack is so beautiful and nostalgic, at least for me. It's like a nice orchestral RPG type of sound. Kind of like the Final Fantasy series, but 8-bit in a way. Ooh, Pinsir and Rhyhorn. I hope one of them shines eventually. If we do phase in the Kanto Safari Zone and it's not Rhyhorn, totally fine. As long as we find a shiny in the Kanto region, then we'll just switch over to Hoenn. Because Hoenn also has Rhyhorn. I think Ruby and Sapphire specifically, it's only Rhyhorn in those games. But yeah, I have been hunting for Rhyhorn in those games these past 2 months, and no luck so far. But I have found a bunch of other shinies instead, while also searching for Girafarig and Houndour. Yeah. So far, none of our targets have been found for this year's Safari Summer. We got about 8 minutes left, then I gotta head out. It'd be cool to end the stream on a high note. So hopefully something shines. Maybe next year I'll have like a total of 8 consoles just for the Kanto Safari Zone. That would be insane. But it would be warranted if I want to hunt for like a Chansey or a Tauros, Kangaskhan, or a Dragonair with a Dragon Fang. But nothing crazy like 58 consoles. That would be too time consuming. I'd be better off hunting on less consoles. I don't know if my ears are playing tricks on me, but this sounded shiny. I'll throw a ball just in case. I can't tell if it's shiny or not. Whoops. Is that a shiny Scyther? No, it can't be. Otherwise I would have heard the shiny sound effect. But I don't want to leave it up to chance. If it is, then it's definitely worth a catch. I'm surprised it hasn't run away yet. Oh yeah, I got a lot of encounters going, Sandy. I can't tell if this Scyther is shiny because either my ears are playing tricks on me and so are my eyes, but I swear I heard a shiny sound effect. And if I did, I don't want to pass this up. I mean, I won't lose anything from catching it if it's not, but still. Well, it's still here. One, two, three. Okay, I caught it. Is it shiny? I don't think so, but I can never trust my ears. No, it's not shiny. Okay, so I was going crazy. I think that's just a sign I should probably end stream soon. We'll be going for like 5 more minutes, but oh yeah, I'm already going insane. So I guess 3 hours is the limit for my sanity. 1, 2. Nothing yet. No, yeah, it would have sparkled, but I wasn't paying attention to it. And I swear I heard a shiny sound effect, but oh yeah, I'm just going crazy. And I think shiny Scyther is one of those that you can't really tell the difference, I'm pretty sure. So that's why it was even more confusing. But yeah, it was not shiny, unfortunately. I'm glad I was able to catch it, because imagine if it was. It only took me 8 balls, too. I wonder what nature it is. Looks like we're going to top off the stream at 4,200 encounters total. Just about. Just some pretty decent progress. That's 1,700 encounters for today. Hopefully I can get the same amount tomorrow or in the same ballpark. Because the faster we reach odds, the better. Statistically, our odds still don't change, but I like to think they do. You know? Because realistically, every encounter could be a shiny. Just because you reach odds doesn't mean you're guaranteed a shiny. Maybe we'll find a shiny right here. Nah, nothing. Oh well, with these two encounters, we have reached 4,200 total live streams encounters. So that's definitely a little bit over half odds. Now, if this was like a Gen 6 and above game, we would have probably found a shiny by now. Oh well, we're still pretty early in the overall encounters, so this is pretty normal. Can we end the stream on an even 4,300? Probably not. I don't think I have enough time for that, but some pretty decent progress. About 1 minute left of stream. Let's see if we can find a shiny. Doesn't look like we'll be getting lucky today. Oh well. Still got about 4 more days left. And then that final day will be another long stream, so I have faith. Yeah, it looks like with these last two encounters, actually let's do 2 more. Okay, these last encounters, will they be shiny? Let's see. 1, 2. And nothing. Well guys, it's been a fun stream. Thanks for stopping by. I really enjoyed the company. Unfortunately, no shiny today, but we did reach a total of 1,731 total encounters for this live stream. It's pretty good progress. Maybe I will live stream later this afternoon, Eastern time at 7 or 8 p.m. Do look forward to more streams tomorrow up until Saturday. But without anything else to share, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and week. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you. See you later.